inviting
Okay,
today
sir.
Jagan,
Right, sir.
who started as a validation. He started as a lab technician actually. I'm just
Right, sir.
checking if he has arrived. I don't see it. So Pratap and Akhilesh ji had seen him. So he's a very humble person. He just started as a lab technician. For one
Right,
year, he did various validation activities, and
right, sir.
eventually he moved to UST Global, where he was exposed to, or rather, he was given PCB design work. Now he's a manager having two or three engineers under him,
Right, sir.
and this is his career path. So
Mhm.
if he had planned that no, I'm not going to join any company until I get a PCB design knowledge, he would be just searching jobs. Rather,
Right,
his approach was to first get into the company. You should get into the company in any manner.
right,
Eventually, the managers will be very close to you. They will
right,
encourage you to take up various roles. From the organization that I have come, they give opportunities for an engineer to become HR also.
right,
You can do finance, you can do account, you can do logistics, you can do housekeeping also if you want. Meaning,
right,
housekeeping is corporate services.
right,
So they give an opportunity for engineers to get exposure to every domain. Wherever their interest lies, you can go there. That being the case, what I want from Aptamitra engineers is be flexible, be open for opportunities that will lead you to much bigger opportunities. Okay.
right, sir.
So you have a goal in mind and be open. Okay.
Right,
So I see Jaganji has joined.
right,
So
sir.
welcome Jaganji. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. So
Thank you, sir.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining the call. So Jagan, you can switch on your video so that people get inspired by you. So I'd like to introduce about Jaganji. He is my immediate neighbor and a very humble person. He is an electrical engineer by qualification,
Right,
and he is a PCB design manager now at LNT Technology Services.
right, sir.
Okay, and a few words about Jagan is he's a very soft spoken individual. Initially when I saw him, but now I see that he is blooming with a lot of confidence. And
Right, sir.
so Ankurji, you may want to mute. So
Just give me a
I'm
second.
listening in echo. Okay, so what I see in Jaganji is persistence, and he just believed in what the path that I had mentioned. So I will allow Jaganji himself to talk his experience that has been for the past 8.5 years or so. So Jaganji, just a background, we have some of the team members in the meeting who are all VLSI designers as trainees who are looking for an opportunity in the semiconductor companies.
Oh, sure, sir.
Okay,
Hmm.
and four of them are already on Intel roles, and the remaining we are planning to place them on their respective semiconductor domain. But prior to that, they are open to work on lab validation and technician roles.
Okay, sure, sir.
So over to you, Jaganji.
Yeah, sure, sir. I hope everyone can see me in the video.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just introduce myself. This I'm Jagan here. So right now I'm working as an project lead in L&D Technology Services, where I have currently many projects are under me, and I'm handling few more projects also in L&T. So as I need to say, as Manjesh sir told me, has been spoken. So I just started my career. I was a 2012 passed out engineer with just completed my graduation in electrical and electronics engineering, and it was like after graduation it was very hard to find the job, So since it was a fresher, wherever I step into any of the companies, they used to say that experienced candidates are more required than the fresher candidates. So until we get an experienced into an particular domain, we won't be able to achieve something in our career. So
Right,
for me,
sir.
yeah, for me it was like Manjay sir was like a kickstart for me. Like, so I just got introduced to the Manjay sir since he was a neighbor to me, and I just spoke to him and just had a word with him about my situation and about my career path and everything. And I should be very thankful for him. In the meanwhile, he just told me what is the right path to choose in me. Since I was from electrical and electronics background, so he just guided me in which domain I need to give an entry so that I can lead my career into that field. So he just told me to get into an electronics domain where I need to start my career from the basics. So it was
Right.
like I started from the basic. It was like I can't directly get into an career where I can be an directly an engineer like PCB design or VLSI engineer. So since I need to know from the basics, what are like basic about the circuits, understanding about an circuits and the design and rework, and what are the things we do in an electronics domain. So in that way, Manja sir, he
Right, sir.
told me that what is the right way to start my career. So he told me like he started teaching me the basics. He told me to do the things from the basics. So since I started my career from the started my growth from the rework. I started my career from the rework, like doing and rework for SMD components, and he also parallelly guided me in and told me to do an PCB design. So he just helped me a lot in choosing a right path for the PCB design also. So where I was working parallelly for an rework as an rework engineer, and I was working and I was doing my course on PCB design for 2 months course during the weekends. So first 5 days I used to go for the job, and next Saturday Sundays I used to go for classes to attend the PCB design course.
Right,
So
sir.
like this, it was like a proper guidance and a proper path. Everything was chosen by Manjay sir. So the place where I stand now, I should be very thankful for him. And it's like I can't just forget this for the lifelong. What help he has done to me. So
Right.
in that way, I can suggest each and everyone who are in this call, like who are freshers or experienced candidate, please start with your career from the basics. Try to be as strong in the basics. Nowadays it's like basics plays a major role wherever you go. Like we become an 8 years experience, or you become an how much ever experience you are in your domain, the basics plays a very important role. So start your career from the basics. So the main intention is like wherever you go, when you are 8 years experience or 9 years experience, also when you attend an interview to an bigger company, also they first start with the basics. So how strong in your basics? That is the main foundation that they say look into each one of us.
Right.
So it's a good thing like you have all got in touch with Manja sir. So it is like an great that I think he'll sure help you a lot in getting on a career path, because I was the best example for that to be open, because when I was like blank enough where to start my career, and I was like nowhere like which path to choose, and he taught me like which path to be chosen to me. And right now I am sitting in L&T as a project lead and having a good package and having like many on-site opportunities in my hand. So almost like visited like 2 to 3 countries like Malaysia, China, and Ireland. So in this past 8 years of my career, so had been to many countries, traveled to many countries, spoken to many customers, and worked with many customers right now. And right now it is like I'm in a project lead position in L&T Technology Services with a good name in a company and good name in an organization is a big thing to me. So it's like we need to choose a proper path. So that guidance I think Mahesh sir gave me properly. So today also when I met him, like he told me what is the next level I need to travel in my career growth. So all this
Right, sir.
guidance and all these achievements can, I'm damn sure that Manjesh sir can guide you all who are there like freshers or an experienced candidates.
Right, sir.
So I'm so anyway, as you Manja sir is next. You all know Manja sir, so I'll be also in touching with you people. So what kind of any help you required also, so you can approach me, or if you need any clarification also, I can guide you in all the perspectives.
Sure, sir.
Sure, sir. Um,
Yeah, thank you, Jaganji. So we can give guidance, but we need people to implement it, na?
yes, sir.
So I see that diligence in Jagan. So he just followed it without questioning it back.
yes, sir.
That is
Right, sir.
most important quality, I would say.
Right, sir.
And Jaganji, you may want to also highlight the transition to UST and then to LNT.
Yeah, sure. So since as I told you, so Manjesh sir, he just when I approached Manjesh sir, first he referred me for an Logos Business Systems. So that was a startup company which was like outsourcing the resources to clients like Intel and lot many companies were there. So I just started my company with Logos with 0 years of experience as a rework engineer. So my role it was like an Intel. I was just placed in an Intel for an rework engineer. So I used to do solderings for. I was doing a soldering. So just for 6 months, I was sitting in a hardware domain. I sat there, and in the lab where I was sitting, they had many teams like rework engineer, like platform engineers, and BIOS engineers. So they all were
Right.
working in the same lab. So my thing was like I need to learn the things. So I can't stuck into the same thing for a long duration. So since I'm an engineer, so I need to develop my skill set as possible as much as possible. Then when I started my career with a rework engineer, just for 6 months, I just worked for a rework engineer. Then I decided like I need to grow my skill sets. So then I sat with the people who are there in the lab. Like I got introduced to many of the friends there in the lab. So my teammates. Then I sat with them. I learned what they are doing in the test cases. So what are the tests they are running, and what are the parameters they are measuring, and what are the uh, outcome of that? What is the main purpose of that test cases? What they are doing? Then I started growing my skill sets by step. Then I started stepping into and power measurements in the hardware domain, and then as a BIOS engineer, as an former, learning about how the BIOS is tested in the platforms like Windows platform or Linux platforms. And then next step was like UST Global. So my after my completing 1 year in my Logos business system, UST Global they approached me. So it was like they required an engineer who need to be strong enough in the hardware domain, who has some skill set of learning the things. Main thing is like they have an open minded who can grab the things easily and are exposed to many new learning capabilities. So that kind of engineer they were expecting. I'm not sure how they found me. Then they approached and they spoke with me, and then after that I started my career in UST Global in R&D department. So I was the first
Right.
person in the R&D department in the UST Global. So now the lab current R&D department in UST Global is having some 14 to 15 engineers. So I was very happy that I was the first person to the R&D department who started the R&D center in an UST Global.
Right,
So
sir.
there in RST in UST Global, we used to do all automation projects for Intel. So many test cases or many issues, whatever the things come from the Intel, so they come up with a demand saying that these things need to be done automated. So instead of wasting sitting the time and a resource getting implemented all the time, so they wanted an resource to be put up and test setup in automated, and just
Right,
see
sir.
monitor what is working fine or not. So that kind of requirement used to come to us, and we started learning a lot there in R&D department in UST Global. So we used to do PCB design and fabrication. We directly interacted with the vendors like assembly vendors, rework engineer, assembly vendors, fabrication vendors, component procurement. So we were into each and every thing. What all happen in a complete PCB life cycle. So we
Right.
got explored to many things in the in an R&D department UST Global. So that was the main platform I can say that where I learnt a lot. Then
Right,
after
sir.
that, after my completing my UST Global in 2.5 years in UST Global, then I got an opportunity in L&D Technology Services. So definitely, like in a career growth, that was an one more growth in L&T Technology Services, where I got opportunity for on-site. So seeing my performance and other things, the my managers or my teammates who are like they were started suggesting me for many projects. So right now it is like my career after in L&T in this 4 years where I'm in L&T for this 4 years. Right now my career in this now it is like I'm holding 2 to 3 projects in my hand, and I'm able to manage like 4 to 5 peoples under me. So right now it's a career growth has come to such a level in this 8 years. Like I'm able to manage a team and as well as I'm able to manage the customers, and I'm able to manage the projects also. So it's not so easy in these 8 years to achieve a so long thing. So it's all like the guidance which was given from the Manjesh sir. I can say from the beginning until now. So what are the guidance he told me like how to move forward and what time what decision need to be taken. So it's like a
Right.
good interaction with Manjesh sir for getting this ideas.
Yeah. So very thankful to you, Jagan, for spending your time
Thank you,
in
sir. I should be really thankful to you, sir.
No, it's it. Everybody's time is precious, and you decided to volunteer to spend your few minutes to guide the youngsters. Okay, and so that even they grow in a similar fashion as you have done.
Sure,
Okay,
sir.
so it's a success story which I wanted to tell for few years. After we have done, we should tell it to the people. So, and I see that Jagan is poised for much higher growth. Okay, I see
Hello,
a
Manjesh ji.
leader in him in the making, and necessary guidelines have been given to Jagan, and we'll see much more from him.
Right, sir.
I
So,
hope everyone in this call who are there, like I can see in after next 4 or 5 years in the position where I am for sure.
Definitely, sir.
So everything is like our interest. So definitely, I'm sure that no one will come and approach us and give us the opportunity for sure. So we need to get explored to many things in our career. So if we stick into one particular task in a particular domain, so it is like lifelong we need to say, be in the same task itself. So we need to if we need to come up in our career means we need to get explored to many things. So as an engineer right now, as an hardware engineer right now, so the project whatever I get will be involved with both hardware and software. So if I am not explored to many softwares or many hardware things, I won't be having an idea what exactly the project is about or exactly how the board or whatever it is, how it works. So my
Right.
intention was then for my career growth, definitely I need to get explore. So then I start approaching the people. The first thing is like in an organization, we need to make lot of friends in an organization with many teams.
Right, sir.
That is the right way of approaching. So when we get in contact with many peoples, right, with many skill set what they have, right, so definitely in an organization when you have an interact with them, when a project they are doing, so we can sit with them and we can start learning the things what they are exactly doing. So definitely a lot of interest is required, and that interest what you have should be like a learning. So like we are going to learn something new for today.
Right.
So if that mindset is there, right, definitely I'm sure that you will learn lot of things, and of course, like our career growth will be like a good in a good way. Company always like doesn't wants, or many companies or management what they decide, right? When you sit in a technician part, so they are afraid that okay, if we lose this employee, so we won't get anyone else. So that mindset will be there for an for every management. So but if you see our career growth, it is not in a good way if it say that if our career growth won't be good if we completely sit in that lab technician. So what we need
Right.
to do is we need to try to learn the things until you prove yourself that you are capable of doing a particular task. A management or team never takes you into its project.
Right, sir.
So worst thing is like when you are technician itself, okay, you're being a technician, you learn something in that. Either you do a soldering, either you do any kind of rework, you learned, and now you have become an expert. Like expert in that, we can't become a complete an expert, but you are capable of doing that. So once that is done, you need to go to the next level. Next level is nothing but understanding the working of the board or a motherboard or whatever the circuit it is. Then you need to
Right,
learn to
sir.
use the instruments, lab instruments, or whatever the thing is, and then you need to prove to the team or prove to the management that you are capable of handling that.
Right, sir.
So when
So
you,
will they,
yeah, please,
sorry to interrupt you.
yeah.
Will they provide the proper resources for us? Because when you are shifting to techniques to this one like bias,
Yeah.
if you don't have knowledge about the bias, so will they provide the proper resource to you?
It is like definitely in a team, nope, it is like only hardware engineers won't be there. Okay, so there will be a software engineer also, and there will be an other hardware design engineers and testing engineers. Everyone will be there in the team. So it
Right,
is
sir.
always depends on you that you go and interact with them, and you sit with them, you learn the things, and then you need to approach the management. Like you need to
Okay.
show them that you are capable of doing that. So
Once we
once,
get learned from the colleagues,
yes,
then we can
yes,
approach.
definitely. So once you learn and once you approach the team, right? So they will give you a project to you. So just for your testing your skill set, they'll give you a project, small project only. So
Right,
when
sir.
you prove that okay, you are capable of doing that particular task and you are giving a proper output to them, so definitely sure that next upcoming project they'll be taking you into a, they'll take you into consideration.
Right, sir.
So so this is the right way of approaching into an growth of a career.
Right, sir.
That was very helpful.
Yeah, because this is the way I followed. So because I'm sure that many in as Manju sir told, like when he introduced me to that Logos Business Systems, and when I started my career in that as an technician, lab technician for doing and rework, from there I started interacting with the people. I sat with them. I learned. Then I learned a lot, and they gave me a chance to prove myself there. So that is how I started my growth there, and I was like explore to everything, whatever thing I used to get, I used to think something good new I'm going to learn for today. So
Right, sir.
that mindset, if everyone has, right, definitely I'm sure that everyone can achieve a lot in the career.
Right.
See, Anupji, to add to that, any manager will feel it as a threat when the engineer starts putting his hands on other domains also. But we have to convince the management saying that we are going to be an asset for the organization and will continue in the group, and that way they will also support.
Right, sir. We need to be proactive.
You need to be like at the initial stage of your career, you need to be very active. That
Right,
first 2 to 3 years what you're starting your career, right, it's a completely learning stage. First
right,
three
sir.
years is a completely learning stage where you learn as much as possible. So once you learn, like after third year, you will be in senior engineer position.
Right,
So
sir.
in a senior engineer position, you should be capable of teaching the people who are under you, like a juniors. You should be
Right,
able
sir.
to guide them. So it should not be such a way that, but still you need to be learning. Learning doesn't have an end. So you till
Right,
your
sir.
12 years, your 13 years, new technology comes up again and
We
again.
keep
You learn a lot.
we keep our skills upgrading. Right,
Yes, you need to be up. You need to be updated for the current situation. So many
right,
technology, new technologies are coming out. You need to be always updated.
right, sir.
That is more important.
Right, sir.
Jaganji, one more doubt I am
Yeah,
having
sure.
is how you will handle the team. Like four people will be there. Some two people will be not be in sync with you. They may be thinking something else, or they are not into the projects.
Okay. Yeah, because when it comes to my project, when people are under me, right, like four people are under me, and two people are like not focused properly, and in that case, I need to encourage them. First thing, so I need to encourage them in a such a way that they are capable of doing it. So they may be weak in everything, prospective, like they don't know anything. They are like freshers. They are under me. So I need to train them first. So since I'll be the leading the project, so I'll sit with them. I'll sit with them, or I'll make them to learn the things. The main thing is like how much easier work is, nothing but we need to make them interesting. That's all. Like college days, we can't give lectures to them and say all these things and all. So everything whatever we do right. It should be practical. So in my case, it is like whenever the resources, wherever whatever I get, so I make them to sit next to me I teach them what I am doing. Everything is a practical. I keep them in a live project most of the time. So if it is a project goes in a risk also because of them, I can manage that now. So I'll teach them in such a way that I'll leave them freely to handle the project, to work on them. So everything starts with a mistake, they say. So they also do a mistake. So once they do a mistake, they'll try to learn next time that mistake should not be repeated. So I'll point out them whenever they are doing a mistake, and then from that mistake they'll start learning. So next time when they are doing some any kind of validation or any kind of testing or any kind of design, they will remember the mistake. Okay, this was a mistake what I done this time. I should not do that. So this is the way I'll try to guide them.
Right, sir.
Thank you, Jaganji.
Perfect. Thank you, Jaganji. I think
Thank you
such
so much, sir.
discussions should continue once in a quarter, so that
Sure, sir.
our engineers are also inspired and we get many more engineers supplied through Optomitra to various partners.
Sure, sir.
So thank you very much, Jaganji, for joining.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I wish everyone and all the best for your career.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We need to finish the foundation course as soon as possible, right, sir?
That goes without saying. You need to be very strong in fundamentals, right? I think
Right.
Jagan, in his whole discussion, he was highlighting that you have to be thorough with your fundamentals. Of
Right.
course, it was lucky for him at that point of time. A position got opened, and I was able to just link. I am just a channel. I
Right,
have
sir.
not made him. He has made himself actually. I was just a channel. I would like to reiterate that.
Right,
So
sir.
he has put a lot of efforts. I've seen him multiple hours, day and night
No,
in
sir.
the lab.
Actually, without Manju's support, nothing can be possible.
Yeah, that's your kind of greatness to tell that. But I've seen him slog in the lab for long hours, even in the night. Sometime he has spent in the lab if some output is not coming, and you're soldering,
Right.
reworking, right? So that focus was there. So he didn't have an idea that, okay, he's going to be a lead one day. No, he didn't have that. He just did it, right? He put his heart, mind, and soul onto it.
Right.
And that effort has taken him where he is now. Okay, of course,
Right.
multiple people can give opportunities, but you have to execute. Na? So that spirit I would like to see in Apta Mitra engineers also. Never give up, right?
Yes, sir.
So when we say you engineers to do something, there is a reason behind what we say, right? At least I've been in the industry for 22 years, and I see what you lack and what needs to be augmented to make you successful. So just have that faith
Right, sir.
and continue to execute in whichever domain we give. It's an entry point. Later on, you are very passionate, the job comes to you.
Right, sir.
Okay. So when I said that you need to do your foundation videos and explain it, I see a very, very, I would say, what sort of response? I'm not getting the right word. Okay. So in Kannada, they say, Neerasa Pratikriya. Okay,
Right,
very
sir.
poor response.
Right, sir.
Okay, and you're not doing this for me, for your kind information.
Right,
You're
sir.
doing it for yourself. If you be thorough with your fundamentals, job will come to you. Don't go in search of money. Okay, Jagan didn't go in search of money. He just went in search of knowledge. We
Right,
don't
sir.
want to discuss salaries over here. He didn't even bother about his salary when he started. Okay, it was a very meager sum. I know from where he has started. Right.
Right.
So money should not be the criteria. Will I be paid? That is one of the last questions that an engineer should ask. Will I be paid for my job? I would say, will I be given knowledge? That is something lacking with the current generation. They ask about salary.
Right,
You
sir.
should ask about, are you worth it? Are you worth it for that salary?
Right, sir.
Salary will come to you. When you become worth it, you need not ask. They will pay it for you. So become that expert
Right, sir.
where you're capable of earning that, and success will come looking for you. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
having said that, please take your foundation course very seriously. That is out of an experience of 22 years that I have put there. Whatever foundation course I have put there, all you engineers need to know, regardless whether you get into PCB design or
Right.
embedded software or VLSI.
Okay, sir.
Right.
You become the again next the ambassadors. I would say Jagan is an ambassador of the program, right? I would like to see you also follow in his footsteps and you become ambassadors for many more people.
Sure, sir.
That is all Aptamitra wants, right? I'm your Aptamitra, I'm your friend.
Right, sir.
Okay. So, so all the best for you guys. I know it is a challenging path, but be stay focused.